Hi everybody, this is Mr. Go. Today I'm going to show you guys how to code this ScoreKeeper app. So once you have all of your design elements placed inside of the home screen, let's move over to the coding, right? And that way you can see that we would need to go ahead and create a couple of variables, some on-event clicks, and changing the properties of particular elements based off of clicks within the ScoreKeeper app. Just to let you guys know, so here are my elements. Here's the player input number 1. Here's the add button, right, for the name. This is for player number 2 input, and then this is the add name. Here's the score, player score, and notice that I've went ahead and changed the text inside of it to say 0. Same thing over here. Let me go ahead and make sure that that's actually player score 2. So player score 2. Okay. Again, it's helpful to have your element IDs labeled properly so then you can find elements within the home page, especially when you get multiple pages in. Here's score button number 1, score button number 2. Okay, and notice that the text inside of each of the buttons is already populated over there. All right, good. So let's go over to the code. So first things first, we need to create some variables. Okay, so let me go ahead and add a comment in here. Add that comment in here. Actually, let's just go ahead and get started with the variables. So how's that? So variable, I'm going to put in score underscore orange. Okay, and I'm going to set that equal to 0. I'll get another one, score underscore blue. Okay, and then that'll be equal to 0 as well. All right, so now that I've created my variables, let's go over to the UI controls right here. Again, let me add, you know what, let's stay as organized as possible. Let me leave a comment in here saying that these are my variables. Okay. And then these are the name, comment name additions. Okay. All right, let's go back to the blocks. There we go. So now what we want to do is when we click on this add name 1 button, it changes the text inside of score button number 1. So how do we do that? On event, we add this right here. Okay, and then what we want to do is when we go to add name number 1, when we click on it, what we want to do is set the property of the score button number 1 to be whatever the text inside of player 1 is. So to do that, we use set text right here. Okay, there's several ways to do this actually here. Let me go ahead and show you guys like the the more complete way to do that. So set property. Okay. Now set property of what? Set property of this score button number 1. And the nice thing is this is nicely labeled, so score button number 1. Okay, good. So what do I want to set the what property of score button number 1 do I want to set? Well, I don't want to set the width. I want to go to the text. I want to change the text inside of score button number 1. What do I want to change it to? Okay, well, I don't want to change it to the word text. What I want to do is I want to get the information from player 1, okay, and put it in there. So the way to do that, there's many ways to do this, okay? There's several ways to do this. What I'm going to do is grab get the text. And get the text from what? It's add name number 1. Now let's run this to see if it works. I'm going to go ahead and type in, click this, okay? So note that I changed the text to be the plus sign because I mapped it improperly. So what I need to do is I need to change this to player 1. Okay, now let's click reset and run. Let's try that again. Okay, click that. And notice that the name shows up. Perfect, that's exactly what we want. Okay, the great part is inside of here, you can control C, control V. This time what we're gonna do is add name 2 on click. I wanna change the property of score button number 2, the text, and get text from player 2. Let's see if this works now. That works for orange. That works for blue. Perfect. That's exactly what I want. Now, let's go ahead and reset this. Let me add another comment. This time, I want to be able to increase the score. So increases score. Okay? Now, we're going to need another onEvent block right here. So onEvent that we click on this button, what we want to do is be able to increase the score, right, for orange. Makes sense? So onEvent, let's try to identify. So right here it says ID score button number 1. So score button number 1, on click, what I want to do is change the variable. Okay, so then it's score underscore orange is equal to score underscore orange plus 1. I'm just going to go ahead and type in. Okay. So score underscore orange is equal to score underscore orange plus 1. Again, what I'm doing is I'm creating a counter pattern. Okay, so there we go. Missing my semicolon, almost forgot. We're in JavaScript. Ta-da! All right, now great. Now, not only do I want to change the score, okay, the variable, but I also have to display it into this player score 1 right here. So now what I want to do is set property of player score 1. Okay. Everybody see that? So set property of player score number 1. And what I want to do is, what do I want to change the property? It's the text in player score number 1. And what do I want to change it to? Well, what I can do is just go ahead and say score underscore orange. Okay. Let's see if that works. Okay. Change the name. Perfect. And notice that we're putting in, I got rid of the quotes because I'm actually putting in the variable for score underscore orange inside of that particular element. Almost done. Copy this, paste it down here. Now we need to map this again. Again, it's really helpful to have all of this organized and knowing what the labels are. So this will be score underscore blue. Okay. Blue plus 1. I want to change the property of player score to the text, but this time I want it to be blue. All right, one more time. Let's click run, see if it works. Okay, so it changes the text. If I click on the buttons, it works. Clicks on the buttons, it works. Perfect. And then from here, what we're going to be able to do is create a click battle game, okay, between orange and blue. All right, that's it for today. I'll talk to you guys soon.